Okay, so we are going to create a blog post for kahunaaccounting.com. So we just signed in, and now this is the back end inside WordPress. And so we want to create a post, and we go to right here, and you go to New Post, create a blog post. When you're there, it's pretty simple. It's kind of straightforward. You'll notice this option here, text or visual. If you use visual, it's going to look a lot like typing inside Microsoft Word. You have bold, italics, different sizes that you use here, which I'll get to in a minute. And you really just write the content. So what I like to do is write it out in like a Word document first, and then kind of transition it over into WordPress. But this is where you start. So first we want to add a headline. So our headline, just to add that in there. And that's going to create the link for the post based on whatever the headline is. And then to create our post, we really are just going to write it. And so what we like to do is create some big headlines here. So if our headline was the 5 ways to do something, number 1, point number 1 goes here. And then it switch back to paragraph for the regular content goes here. And we'll just get an idea of what that's going to look like. Then number 2, again, we're going to make that a heading 1, so it's nice and big and bold. And we just keep going. So now, the other thing you can do, and that I always like to do when I'm doing this, is when you're writing this here, you can use this preview over on the side. And when you do that, it opens a new tab that shows you exactly what the post is going to look like. So you get the big headline, our point 1, point 2, and our regular content. So it's starting to look like a real blog post. However, it's a little boring because we don't have any images. So let's say we want to add an image. One thing that's really useful here is this piece, Nectar Shortcodes. These Nectar Shortcodes is a way you can add a lot of different things into the content in an easy way. So if we're going to do an image, this is how we do it. Create a shortcode, and what we want to do is a image with animation. I don't know, there's not really any animation, that's just what it's called. So we're really creating an image. So we go to image with animation. So now we click upload, and it's going to choose an image that we want to put into our post. So we have a bunch here that are already inside the library here, but if we wanted to make a new one, you select upload files and you add an image there. Let's just use one we already have to make it easy. We'll say take control of your cash flow. So writing that in, select file, there it is, add shortcode. That's what it looks like, but now we have ourselves an image at the top, so it looks a little bit better. Another thing we can do is set a featured image, which actually looks a little bit better. Same idea, what image do you want? This is going to be kind of the heading of the post. And choose the same one, but here's what this looks like. Just a big kind of heading image, so that's really nice. The other thing we can do, and we're going to do a lot of, is put videos inside the content. So the way to do that is going to be a little bit different. So here's an example of a testimonial video that someone did for us. It's on YouTube, so you just go to the link on YouTube, and inside YouTube it says share. You get that link there, but here's what's better. You can embed. So to embed, you just copy this link. Just copied it. And now, inside the post, what you have to do here is interesting. You go over to this text, because this is where it's looking for just the raw code. And so in here, I insert this, just paste exactly the way it was, and go back to visual, and now look, it's a video. So if I do the preview, got this content and a video right in there. And then you can continue adding the other points. .3, .4, and then after our post we want to have a call to action. So the last thing I'll show you on this post is how to create a button. So we've given them their 4 points. Now, again, we're going to do a Nectar shortcode, and this time we're going to do a button. So with the button, I always choose large, and then we want a URL. So we want to direct them to our discovery page. You just put a link there. So HunaAccounting.com/discovery. Text, click here now. Let's come with something better than that. You can choose to open a new tab or not. Leave the color as accent color, which is fine. And so what happens is, add shortcode, and you now have, shoot, did not want to do that. I accidentally published it. Preview instead of publish. And now there's a button. Click here now, we just created that. And I typed in the link wrong, so it had an error. So you have to get the link right, but you can create a button. And so now what this looks like is a nice blog post with a video and some key points and a call to action. Pretty simple. So hope that helps. We'll work on it and make it better, but that's the overview of how to create a blog post.